Hi to all my ADF siblings out there. I am the Reverend Diane Cacciato, and I'm running for Vice Arch Druid in this next round of elections. I live here in this gorgeous place high in the mountains of southwest Sicily, where my husband and I grow olives sustainably and where I practice as a solitary. Uh, my connection to the land here, uh, in Japan, where I used to live, and in Canada, where I was born and raised, underlines the whole basis of my Druid practice and faith and beliefs. I am only the steward of this land, despite what the deeds to the property say. Our lives here are fleeting, and the knowledge of this also underlines the basis of my practice. I haven't always been a solitary. I was one of the founding members of and the priest for the Garryoak Protogrove on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada, as well as the Vancouver Island Druids Facebook group. I have written and led small group rituals both face to face and online, as well as for larger groups like Vancouver Island, Pagan Pride, and so on. I have written numerous articles and poetry and prayers for Oak Leaves. I teach writing as a spiritual practice for Cherry Hill Seminary, and I am more than halfway through a master's of pagan studies also at Cherry Hill Seminary. As a candidate for Vice Arch Druid, I'd like to talk about the Mother Grove's goals for 2026. Which are an increased focus on membership retention, an increased focus on engagement beyond the United States, and increased visibility and knowledge of ADF in the broader pagan sphere, our values, traditions, and diversity of practice. I understand that our numbers in ADF have been dropping. I think that for us to increase retention, we need to find out why people leave. I suspect that we don't send anything to people who do not renew their memberships. And I have this belief because my husband, who was a member of ADF and then let his membership lapse, received no email asking him why. I would like to see us send out a short survey asking questions like, was it your intention to let your membership lapse? If you've decided to leave ADF, can you please tell us the two factors that most impacted your decision? Or is there something that you think we could be doing better? Once we know why people leave, we can take steps to make changes we think are necessary. Retention, however, is only one part of the solution. We live in a world that is increasingly complex and dangerous, especially for those not of the dominant culture, nationality, race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, etc., etc. As religious and spiritual leaders, we need to address these and other social justice issues. At a minimum, I believe we must model the kind of diversity that is so often denigrated in our world today. By having members of the Mother Grove of varying nationalities and from a variety of locations, ADF will have the opportunity to be aware of and react to the needs of members from all over the world. As a member who's lived in Canada, Japan, and now Italy, I think I'm well placed to understand what is needed for a focus on engagement beyond the United States. We have many places around the world in which there are solitaries and pockets of ADF members, and our members, wherever they are, need the same things to engage. A place of understanding, a place to grow, a place of connection, and a place of acceptance. This can be difficult for folks who are solitaries or who live in places where being openly Druid might be awkward or dangerous. By offering spaces where all pagans can meet, we will have the opportunity to engage with many pagans or pagan-friendly folk. Creating things like online coffee cauldrons might be a good place to start. Taking part in or organizing interfaith groups would also be a good jumping off point. Additionally, I know we have one digital protogrove, perhaps another digital protogrove or grove with an international focus holding rituals with differing times and in a variety of languages might help. Excuse me. As Vice Arch Druid, I believe that I have unique opportunities and abilities that would allow me to help bring ADF into the broader pagan sphere. The first is my location. We already have many people in North America who can promote ADF and our values. As a pagan in Europe, I have already joined several Italian pagan groups on Facebook. I've offered online communal bilingual prayers involving European pagans and pagans in other locales. There are also opportunities in Europe for me to join with larger and more established interfaith and intra-faith groups, including the European Congress of Ethnic Religions, the Pagan Federation International Italia, and possibly even the European Interreligious Forum for Religious Freedom as part of the United Religions Initiative. Also, as an author, having published many books and stories and articles and poems and prayers, I have focused much of my pagan related work on oak leaves. However, there are other opportunities for pagan writers to get their work out there. It is not just me and ADF who has talent in this area. I think there is a possibility of creating an ADF group with a focus on publishing work beyond the limits of our own members. Excuse me. Personally, I've already edited the first volume of Cherry Hill Seminary's Hypatia Dreaming, and I am working on volume 2 right now. There is no reason to think that we can't do the same thing in ADF. There is one final thing that I'd like to address. I'm aware that the Arch Druid receives remuneration for the work that they do, and therefore if the Arch Druid needs to take a leave or step down and the Vice Arch Druid takes their place, the same remuneration would go to the Vice Arch Druid. This is problematic for anyone who is not an American citizen or who is without a green card or work permit, no matter whether they live within the United States or not. I believe that this is a problem that needs to be addressed, as it makes the position of Arch Druid unavailable to non-Americans or those without permission to work. This is a serious barrier to the second goal. An increased focus on engagement beyond the United States cannot happen if there are any positions on the Mother Grove that are blocked to people outside of the United States. I know that there are solutions to this. Organizations like Cherry Hill Seminary have found a way around it. Until we have a solution, however, I would like to say that if I am elected as Vice Arch Druid, and the gods forbid that it becomes necessary to step into the Arch Druid role, I will happily waive any remuneration so that this will not be an issue. Okay, so to sum up, if I'm elected Vice Arch Druid, I will work to accomplish the following things in order to support the Mother Grove's goals. Excuse me. Number one, I would like to see us have an exit survey for lapsed members. I would like us to establish an ADF outreach group to sponsor online pan-pagan gatherings such as coffee cauldrons. I would like us to join I would like personally to join and take part in established interfaith and intra-faith groups, including, as I have said, the European Congress of Ethnic Religions, Pagan Federation International Italia, and possibly the European Interreligious Forum for Religious Freedom as part of the United Religions Initiative. I would like us to explore the possibility of an international digital proto-grove or grove holding rituals with differing times and in differing languages. I'd like to see us create an ADF group with a focus on publishing work beyond our own membership. And finally, I will waive any remuneration if it is required for me to step into the Arch Druid's position. And in closing, I'd just like to say I hope to have the opportunity to serve ADF in this manner and therefore hope to have your votes. If, however, another member is elected Vice Arch Druid, I am sure that they will serve us well, and I would give them my full support, as I would hope they would give me the same. So good luck to everybody who's running in this election, and let's keep ADF and make ADF even better than it is now. Bye, everybody. It was nice chatting with you.